the game yesterday.
Hello and welcome. I am your host, the best podcast host in the universe, Steve Cully. I'd like to thank our sponsors at Procyon Partners. Procyon, one of the top 50 fastest growing companies in the nation. They specialize in employee benefits, wealth management, and retirement planning. President Sean Rabinowitz, proud supporter of our podcast network and everything we do. Green Street Trust International, owned and operated by Rennell Jump and UConn legendary men's basketball player Jake Voskuhl. They specialize in tax plans for businesses large or small. They will save you money or get you a big fat return on your taxes. To schedule your free strategic tax planning session today, go to www.greenstreettrust.com. Pete Finch and the Finch Law Firm is located in Bridgeport, Connecticut. If you've suffered any type of personal injury, slip and fall, car accident, your mother-in-law ran you over with her car, your wife got angry one night and decided to stab you, the Finch Firm is for you. Pete has won legal battles all across the state of Connecticut. He will go to war to get every dollar you deserve in compensation. You just have to remember, in a pinch, call Finch or go to his website, thefinchfirm.com. Dynamic Human Performance is owned and operated by UConn legendary running back Andre Dixon. He trains boys and girls of all ages, all sports. He has a boot camp program 7 days a week, 6 a.m. You want to get in shape, you go to Andre. He has an athletic development program where he trains boys and girls in the sport of their choice from the ground up, helps them reach their full potential, be the best they can possibly be. Andre has sent boys and girls to college on scholarship for all different types of sports. To work with the best, he has a 5,000 square foot state-of-the-art facility in Hartford, Connecticut. Go to www.dynamichumanperformance.com. All right, and here we are for Husky Talk-SNS. I'm your host, the best podcast host in the universe, Steve Cully, and with me, as always, former UConn star, captain, greatest broadcaster in Big East football history,
Easy.
Sean Mulcahy.
It's always a stretch, but I'll take it.
No, I mean, it's not really. I mean, there were a few better. I mean, and you're working with Donnie there, so that always made me excited.
He was great. I'd give him.
I listen, man. He's a god around here because he led
phenomenal stories.
I can imagine. I mean, he led Syracuse to that game against the bowl game against Auburn that they could have been national champions if they won. Everyone still talks about that season. So,
well, a lot happened since this morning. I didn't have a chance to check anything, and I see that Calvin Austin is probably done for the year.
It's amazing.
And
what happened? No, you can speak.
And they traded Josh Azudu.
That one blew me away.
Second string. I'm pretty fine with it, but I guess they're keeping.
Oh, okay. Because they got rid of Daniel, right? The guard.
Yeah.
So that was the only reason I was surprised. And I know Azudu is up there in age, so that made sense. They've been active, and I'd rather see them be active than not active. And I think Harbaugh obviously knows what he's doing. So I'm okay with it. And it gives Beckham a chance with the Austin injury now. I mean, he may end up on the roster.
I think he was trending that way before this injury. But
Yeah.
I know he had the drop, but he looked good.
He looked better against Miami.
He did, man. I was impressed. I saw him on his first catch. It was a nice 12-yard gain. Very smooth. And then a second, he made a nice cut to elude the defender. And, you can't do that cut in a game without some serious strength and agility.
No. I mean, he looked much better than, I mean, he really didn't get a lot of opportunities in the first game, but he did look better in the second game. And I thought as a team, I mean, we talked about it. We thought they were going to go down there and kick the crap out of Miami. I mean, it was Miami. But I think that they showed a lot of different things that we wanted to see. And I think they showed that, man, it's just John Harbaugh is making the difference. I mean, having him, I really think, was the most important offseason move out of anything.
Oh, yeah.
Was John Harbaugh. I mean, he's changed everything with the dynamics, with the way that their attitude is. I mean, they come out and they look like they're playing with confidence. They look like they're winners. They look like last season is behind them for the most part, which is good. And we talked about the young talent that they have now. I mean, it's so much. I mean, they built up a great roster, and I'm happy with going into it. And I texted you. They signed a veteran quarterback like we had talked about.
Yep.
And the Najee Harris signing was surprising, but I always liked him.
Oh, yeah.
He, for some reason, did not meet expectations in Pittsburgh. But I think he rushed for 1,000 yards a year ago.
4 years in a row.
Oh, okay. So he has. It has been 4 years in a row. I know that he's performed well.
Yeah.
So that I was surprised he didn't get picked up, but teams don't value running backs. The Miami game, Winston started.
Looked great.
I thought. I mean, from the 1-9 performance, 1 for 9, he did look great. He took command out there. He did very well. Allen even looked okay. I know that he will probably end up. He'll be a practice squad guy. They'll probably try to keep him there, and I think that's right. I think that's where he fits for the most part.
Definitely.
And for the receivers, Slayton showed up.
He looked good.
Yeah, he played well. They played quite a few guys, and then I was happy that at least Theo Johnson had a catch.
Yeah,
he did. He was in there. He did some things, and they leaned on. I mean, Devin Singletary had some great runs.
He looked good.
As much as I despise him, he was good.
Motor was motoring.
He did look good. Tracy played a little bit, and then they were rolling with Eric Gray for a while. So the running back situation now is interesting. What do you see for that for the running backs?
Well, going back to how we love big and jumbo set with 12 or 22 or 32 personnel, whatever it is, or 23 personnel. I'm all about the Najee Harris signing, especially they said he needed some time, but then they threw him into the joint practice. I guess he looked pretty good. If Devin Singletary can continue to run like he did Saturday, I don't care if he starts or Tracy starts. Tracy, I still think is a viable back. Oh, and I'm forgetting Scatabo.
Cam should be healthy and will
start.
That's why I said it makes it interesting because you have Cam, who is coming off a major injury. You have Tracy, you have Singletary, and now you have you got Harris. You didn't bring Harris in, I don't think, to get through camp for the short term. Do you think that they're going to keep? I mean, would they keep that many running backs?
No, they wouldn't. So you might see the trend here is trading away. So they could possibly trade Tracy, probably not Singletary because of his. Well, they actually contract, but I still think they would trade Tracy over Singletary because it's our ball likes Singletary more. Thinks Tracy's a stable guy. He was a receiver.
That's true. Yeah.
Tracy's good. He just had 2 back-to-back bad plays in both preseason games. So he's getting a little unlucky, but he's still a good back. If they're not feeling him, then see if you can get a 6th or 7th round for him. I mean, he's a legit running back.
But reality is they're gonna have to dump somebody. They're not gonna keep probably all of them.
The only thing I think of is if they cut Najee and put him on the practice squad, because I really would be shocked if another team picked him up because
it was so late. I mean, when we got him,
other teams had plenty of opportunity to sign him if they wanted him. They could blame it on his recovery, and that way they might be able to keep Scatabo, Tracy, and Singletary going into week 1. Because one of these guys is going to get hurt, and it would be good.
That's how it always is. I mean, something is going to.
Problem is, if another team has serious running back and they snag whoever we put on the practice squad, which will most likely be Najee Harris, or Tracy, because again, I don't think. Let me see the Devin Singletary reworked contract. Because I think
they switched that around.
Because I know bad prior to the rework. Oh, let's go winner.
Because did you see the unofficial depth chart that was released?
Yeah, I'm actually looking at it right now. Yeah.
Okay.
Because Tracy's on the second team.
They have Tracy second, and they have Harris and Singletary next. And Eric Gray, who
he's getting cut.
He is getting cut. He's not bad, but it's a numbers game.
Yeah.
And it's a running back position where it's not hugely important, unfortunately, because you can find good running backs pretty much anywhere, and we got a stockpile of them. But I think Yeah.
And so they like Marcus Bowe, and I know they like Jake Kubas, Lucas Patrick, Brian Hudson, Aaron Stinney. They'll probably cut Evan Neal, but
probably I did. Yeah, they better cut Evan Neal.
Casey Davis played the whole game at left tackle, so that's probably why they felt comfortable getting rid of Zudu, because they got Bowe and Davis who can be the backup tackles, and then they've got a plethora here of interior. Patrick, Hudson, Kubas, and Stinney. Again, I don't think Evan Neal's making the cut.
And it's just, again, Calvin Austin, his injury was another non-contact injury.
Oh.
Which was it's just it's crazy. And, his someone from the Daily News said it was excruciating. He crumbled to the grass while making a cut during one-on-ones, and practice stopped, and he was carted off. So it's got to be his knee. It's got to be an ACL. It's got to be something like that. And with the way that the depth chart was set up, it had looked probably like Beckham was going to be gone. I don't know if he would have made it.
No, well, yeah. So I still think at the very least, he probably made the practice squad. I don't see.
Oh, you think they would have kept him on the practice squad?
Yeah. So you got Neighbors, Clayton, Fields, Mooney, and then we can't forget.
Well, Barrios is the other guy because of he's a returner.
Yeah, and Gibson too. Like those two, I'm surprised they're that. That's why you can't trust these depth charts. And also, like, to be honest with you, Malachi Fields and Dalen Cambry have outplayed Mooney and Austin.
Malachi Fields, if he isn't a starter at some point, I mean, before midseason, something's wrong. I mean, he has shown a ton of potential, and he has made plays, and he just has the size and looks like a complete beast out there.
Yeah.
He really does. Calvin Austin, losing him, but again, it's just good that they signed the guys that they signed. They signed guys with experience. They ended up releasing Juju Smith-Schuster, which we predicted because, he was injured. He missed most of camp. And having Austin with experience and Beckham with experience, and then you have Barrios, who can fill in, obviously, as a returner. That's huge.
Yeah.
So I really give Harbaugh credit when putting together the roster.
Yeah.
I mean, he put the roster together, I think, with all of this in mind, with like, okay, there's going to be injuries.
Yeah.
I want guys with experience. I want hard-nosed guys, and I'm not taking any fluff. I want guys who have played in the league, who have done things in the league, and that know what it's like to play in the NFL. I don't want to go out and have the youngest team in the world. I want guys with experience.
Yeah. I can't believe they've got Darius Alexander as first team DM'd.
Dude, they have nobody else. I mean, with what they're playing, I mean,
I thought they were going to put Chauncey Goldston there. I know he's
they have such high expectations for Alexander, and maybe it's obviously fool's gold because of what last season was. I mean, or the year before. I mean, because of where he was drafted. Maybe that's got to be why.
Guys like you and me got maybe a rep in training camp or two, but they just keep feeding this guy opportunity
after opportunity, and that drives me nuts.
Unbelievable.
Because, yeah.
You know, I know Zudu was his Shane guy. Because did Evan Neal. How, like, it's unreal how some of these GMs hang on to Neal and sign him to a one-year deal, but they get rid of Zudu for a 7th rounder, but they can't get rid of Alexander. I mean,
yeah, and it's also true, like you said about the training camp reps. I recall there's guys who could fuck up a million times, and they're still going to get reps. And if I was a screw up or somebody else was a screw up, then, you get pulled. You don't get chances.
Yeah, that's it. So
there are no chances. That is what is frustrating to me the most when you see that. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they work through this. What do you think about Neighbors? Do you think he is going to be ready?
Yeah, I mean, I used to think it was going to be week 10, but
I know
it's looking pretty awesome. So they're 3 weeks out, just under.
I know it's right there, and camp breaks right after the final preseason game.
So I believe Neighbors will probably be ready week 1.
Yes, I agree on that too. I think that he will be ready week 1.
I hope they don't go, more than 40 or 50 snaps. He definitely should be on, he should be watched.
Yeah, and it's funnier. It's funny how, there's been a few writers criticizing the signing of Najee Harris. I think he's a beast. I loved him since college.
Yeah. He was the next Derrick Henry.
And he was able to rush for 1,000-yard seasons 4 years in a row. He did not get the rookie contract extension, which I was surprised at. I don't know what they didn't see in him that really turned the tables like that, because I just thought he was a beast.
Yeah.
And so the other back they had was I believe it was, there was they're saying other backs were available, and other backs could be available on cutdown day, which I agree with, because that's how it is. Cutdown day is when a lot of guys get released, and that's where you go through the waiver wire and you make your moves.
That's the other thing we forgot about. Hard.
That's yes, yeah.
Because he's gonna mess with that group and the tight end group too.
I know. Be carrying a fullback where you count him for the roster is. Do you count him as a running back? You don't really have a fullback. You don't count him there. It's either a running back or a tight end that you would count him. And I think that you have to. I think that you have to do that. Now, the other thing I didn't really like that they waived Turbo Miller. I liked him. I mean, I thought he had a lot of potential.
He got hurt,
and you were a fan of his.
He got
right. Oh,
So
okay. So he got an injury settlement when he got hurt. Okay.
But
he
pulled or tore his groin last week.
Yeah. Right. But I had hoped that he's on IR. Hold on to him. I thought that he had a depth, but of course they can bring him back after the season. But I think Najee Harris is a dude.
Yeah,
I think he's a beast. I think
goes with what they do with the big backs. Like let's ground
exactly with everything that they're trying to do with the attitude that Harbaugh's bringing. That's exactly it. I mean, he wants to pound people into submission. He wants to have that attitude. And I mean, it's such a tough game to open up with.
Oh,
when you got Dallas,
it's been like
on
this
Sunday night.
Yeah, over 10 years, it's like let's play the Super Bowl first game of the year. It's like, come on, man. This game is way too important for it to be like now.
It is.
I still consider these first 4 regular season games, the first 4, almost like preseason games for the starters because they play so little in camp. And you see it every year that they've gotten weaker preseasons where the first few games the kinks out. And what sucks is you shouldn't be getting the kinks out on games that count.
No. And the preseason schedule obviously changed that significantly because they have cut so much out of it with the preseason games from OTAs, the mini camps. They don't get as much time. The ESPN projection is they have Scadaboo, Tracy, Singletary, and Harris being kept, Ricard being kept, likely Johnson, Manhurts being kept, and then they have 7 receivers being kept, and Odell Beckham is on there. Now, Calvin Austin was also on there. So,
well, I still have my list from today or from last week. I got making the team. Barry,
yes,
Neighbors, OBJ, Clayton, and Cambry. That's 6 receivers, but I could see.
But that may work now.
It might work, but I could see Cambry and Mooney possibly interchanging.
So they had initially, which was surprising to me, 9 offensive linemen, which is not, well, maybe they keep 8, but they don't dress. They dress 7 usually. The 9 offensive linemen that they have does not include the Snickers bar. But obviously Thomas and, Illuminor, Runyon, Sissy, Schmitz, Mabo, J.C. Davis, Hudson, and Aaron Steiny.
Yeah.
And they had Azudu off the list, which I was somewhat surprised over. Were you surprised?
Not really because of what he's, or lack thereof, what he's done the past few years.
Yeah.
But I did see some good plays out of him against the Dolphins. But everyone looked, the Dolphins are going to be terrible.
I thought the same thing.
Terrible. They made the Giants look awesome.
You're going in with Malik, whatever, I can't remember his last name, is your starting quarterback.
Yeah, Willis.
Malik Willis, yeah. That's who you paid, and you dumped. And I'm fine with dumping Tua. I did not see much in Tua. I thought Tua was a waste. And they had Mike McDaniels in there to get him better, the quarterback whisperer, and I think he had one good season or 2 good seasons with McDaniel, but they got just destroyed in the playoffs 2 years ago when they went to Kansas City, and it was freezing out.
That coach,
I remember that.
That coach Jeff Fahey looks a little in over his head.
He does not look as confident. He does not look nearly as polished as Harbaugh or other coaches.
Yeah.
Again, it's the flashy hire of the week. You know, teams want to make the news cycle for, they brought in this unknown, you know, this name never came up, or you know, this 28-year-old, we're gonna roll with him, you know, and it's gonna be huge. They love doing that, and I think they made a mistake there. The other situation that I found very interesting, and we've talked about it, the Cleveland Football Browns.
Hold that thought. Let's do commercial. I got to take a leak.
You got it. You got it. Go take a leak.
Down south, we have Julius Williams, Jordan Harris, and the rest of the team of the Trench Mob. They train offensive and defensive linemen. They compete in 5v5 tournaments and college showcase camps all across the country. They have sent kids to schools like Florida, Florida State, Miami, Clemson, Tennessee, Georgia, Alabama, just to name a few. They have sent the highest percentage of kids who work with them to Division I schools on scholarship. To work with the best, go to trenchmobfootball.com. Ned Von Young runs the Fresh Fold Laundry Company in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, a high-end laundry service. You book online, put your laundry out in a clear plastic bag. They pick it up, wash, dry, and fold it for you in 48 hours. They also offer an expedited service if you need that as well. They have an online subscription model, weekly or bi-weekly, where you can get your laundry done that way. They offer deals for college students. So if you want your laundry done, you can do it in your own dorm. They have a pickup and now a delivery service. So you can have your laundry done without leaving the comfort of your own home or dorm room. To sign up, go to their website, my-freshfold.com.
Yeah, so reading this is still interesting. The Panthers received several inquiries about Bryce Young taking the next step and possibly trading him. And they won the NFC title last year, so that's crazy too. But yeah, so Todd Monken, first time head coach,
last time head coach,
and probably that's absolutely true. He names the man who literally from Michael Jackson's Thriller came back from the dead, Deshaun Watson, as their starting quarterback. And not that Shador would have set the world on fire. God damn you, Chris D.
What's he saying?
Chris D. Burton is predicting probably 6 wins because they play a tough schedule. It's a new team. 6 to 7 wins. Okay, I'll give you that much. I have to stop revealing his information. He's going to not give me any.
I'm going to say.
I mean, it could be. No, that's okay. That's okay. If Burton doesn't give me any information, then I can't give it to you. You're lucky. He doesn't watch the show, but when the show gets posted, when we do Husky Huddle and it gets posted on Store Central, then he finds out. So, and I'll get a phone call. But yes, 6 is he realistically said 6-6 would be the best case scenario.
Yeah.
Maybe 7.
Yeah.
Poor Joe D. Joe D loves calling volleyball, and he loves calling soccer. I don't think he does call soccer. Joe D. He doesn't call soccer. He calls hockey and volleyball. I'm pretty sure he doesn't call soccer. But that's why he is thrilled to be talking football with us. But again, Deshaun Watson, come on. I mean,
the door looked better. I don't understand why he named Watson the starter.
From everything I read, like you said, he's 60 years old. He realized this was his first chance of getting he did call the world. I'm sorry. I didn't know he called the women's soccer game. That's interesting. I did not know that. Thank you, Christy. I will bring that up with Joe. I knew he was doing volleyball. So wow, if he's doing soccer too, women's soccer and volleyball, God, have the mighty fallen. I feel so bad for Joe. But yes, they were saying because Monken, he's 60. Realistically, it's his only chance at being a head coach. He's going with the guy who is experienced, who, was at the top in the top 5 of quarterbacks, many considered. And he obviously thinks gives them the best chance to win. Plus what they're paying them. Yeah. It's outrageous. I think they should have just eaten it and cut him. I mean, do you think that there's a chance he could last the entire season as a starter?
That would be crazy. Yeah, I mean, there's a chance for almost anything. I give it like maybe a 3 or 4% chance. That is not because he's definitely injury prone, and being older, that's only gotten worse.
Yeah, he hasn't played in 2 years, really.
And not that he's great anymore, but his supporting cast is not great.
There's not much around him. And am I correct?
Put him in a position to fail so they can get rid of him.
Am I correct? Did they release Nick Chubb or cut Nick Chubb or re-sign Nick Chubb?
I heard something about Nick Chubb recently.
I did too. I couldn't recall exactly what it was. But that also was intriguing because they leaned so much on the running game.
He retired.
Oh, he retired.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was
okay.
Yeah.
That's surprising.
I mean, he's 30.
Yeah, that's right. The years just blend together. You keep forgetting how long that it's been. When he was a stud with Cleveland, but realistically, they don't have any weapons on offense. They have a suspect offensive line. He's taken sacks. Shador, he's got more escapability. He can run. He's going to make more mistakes, but Gabriel, I don't think is the guy. Obviously, they are going to be in the quarterback sweepstakes for next season when, Arch Manning comes out, among others. Menza, the Miami kid. So I think that could be why. The other news I wanted to ask, so there have been a few players released from training camp, and they're going back to college. Oh, you didn't hear about that. So the a lot of players filed a lawsuit against the NCAA because we talked about the 5-for-5 rule.
Yeah.
But it was not including the 2022 recruiting class. So it wasn't grandfathered in. If you played in 2022 and didn't use all 5 years of eligibility, they were allowing players to go back to college. There's been lawsuits, and the judges ruled in the players' favors.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the SEC and the Big Ten today unanimously opposed athletes leaving the NFL and returning to college, passing a new conference rule that gives the commissioners full authority to enforce it with penalties. Will that hold up? I don't know, because the judge granted an injunction to several players that have played, used their 4 years, went to the NFL, got released, NBA guys who have been released and were returning to college teams. The LSU had a tight end with the Browns who got cut.
Okay.
And immediately was picked up by Lane Kiffin. And so it's tricky because in federal court, the federal court ruled that the players were ineligible. However, the individual lawsuits filed by players in state court, those players were granted the injunction, and I believe it was 16 overall in Louisiana and some other states as well. But it's just the principle of NCAA eligibility is being called into question because of it was the Ole Miss tight end who Lane Kiffin coached, Daquan Wright, who was hoping to clear waivers with the Browns and return to college and play for LSU. And he addressed and practiced, apparently. He didn't play and I don't think he played in any preseason games. And the legal fight had been if the players returned any money given to them, they could go back to college for their fifth year. Okay. Now, I do agree to an extent that when they made the 5-for-5 rule, they should have grandfathered in the 2022 recruiting class.
Yeah.
I don't think they should have just said, okay, we're starting it now. Everyone who played in 2022, you're screwed. You're out from this. But otherwise, I think that I think that they were stupid to actually believe that guys were not going to sue because they win and go back to college.
Yeah.
So that was the other crazy news. The SEC and the Big Ten coming out with this ruling. It doesn't. I don't know if it's going to hold up because the court trumps the conference, I believe. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens on that. The other news that was interesting for the NFL was Jed York. He was arrested because he was procuring the services of a female escort, so to speak, and he got caught. This is the owner of the San Francisco 49ers, and he basically contacted an undercover officer several times, and he went to the location. Money was transacted, and he was arrested. $160.
Wow.
He was charged with 2 misdemeanors. So I again just think that this is going to be the Robert Kraft situation where no one's going to do anything.
Yeah, you took the words right out of me.
No one's going to give a shit. No one's going to do anything. Like they're billionaires.
Yeah,
that's the last thing that anyone cares about.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, going into the last week of camp, did you think the trading of Azudu was good? I mean, for what they got.
Yeah, it looks like they keep him, and if they cut him, they'd get nothing. Now they've gotten draft capital, a 6th and 7th round, the past couple days. So, all the pundits and people who follow this closer than we do seem to think this is a great job by Harbaugh and company. But you never know. It's a game.
It is only because you worry about Thomas, and Azudu has played. He played tackle for Thomas in 2023.
Yeah, he was unfortunately not that good, but
he was not.
He was not, but he looked better this year. But he'd also been playing more guard, and it looks like we've got a guard backup. So, sayonara.
Well, other people are saying that this could mean Evan Neal would be in the mix as well. Do you believe that?
No, playing the numbers game, I think he's the odd man out.
I think he has to be. I mean, please don't keep him. That would just be horrible. And like you mentioned, J.C. Davis has impressed, and I like him, and I think that is the reason that Azudu was traded. And it's the 2022 pick. It was a Brian Daboll pick, and Joe Shane, who is for now decoration. I think that I like that they're being active.
Yeah,
that's the biggest thing that I like, is they're actively trying to improve and get better. And Harbaugh knows what he's doing. So going into the final preseason game, Giants, Jets, what are your expectations? I mean,
what play, like what the playing time is?
Well, yeah. Will Winston end up starting, you think, or no? Or get a series or two?
Yeah, maybe, because he's kind of solidified himself as the backup, and you don't want to screw him or Jackson Dart up. So I would let the other two,
right,
Hefner or whatever his name is, have a half and just go from there.
Yeah, I agree. And it was funny. I did see some in Minnesota. JJ McCarthy.
Terrible.
God. Yeah. What a miss. What a swing and a miss on him. Oh. They hope to keep him as the number 2, but Carson Wentz is obviously better.
Yep.
So that was surprising.
You got to do what you got to do to win games, and if McCarthy's number 3, then so be it.
What do you think about Deonte Banks? He had 16 plays against Miami. I think he's looked better. What are your thoughts on Deonte Banks? And
he's going to make the team.
Yep.
He looks better. He looks like you want to see someone that hasn't had the best 4 years and kind of see that this is do or die, which it is for him. So if he wants a second contract, he's got to step up.
And then Tyler Nubin.
Yeah, him and Pinnock are playing good. I like their competitiveness and competition. They're kind of going back and forth at each other. I think they'll keep both Nubin and Pinnock. Can't hurt to have those guys. They play all special teams. They're legit.
Holland, or no?
He's been playing well. They're going to keep him.
Okay.
He's not going anywhere. He's too expensive, so I guess.
So then, I mean, who do you think is going to be the 2 starting corners?
Well, it looks like Newsome and Adebo.
So they are going to go with Newsome and Adebo, you think?
Yeah.
That's the best.
Yeah.
And they'll work in Colton Hood, and you have Banks, and you have Nubin, and on the back end. I mean, that's not horrible.
No, not horrible at all.
But you're obviously still the biggest concern is the interior defensive line.
Oh man, let me tell you, not getting it. Darius Alexander.
What about Reeder? I mean, do you think Reeder can step up and do some things or no?
Yeah, I think he could.
Okay. Reeder and Harris.
Yeah, they should be fine. I'm not too concerned about them.
Okay.
But it does look like they might pick someone else up from the waiver wire, or maybe they trade for someone.
Yeah, I mean, because it's crazy. I always hate watching Hard Knocks and on HBO when they go through everyone making the team, and then days later, like everything changes. Five guys get released, 5 guys get added. It's just crazy.
It is.
So what's your prediction for the Jets game overall? Do you think it's a W, or does it really matter?
It doesn't matter because it's going to be all second, third, and fourth string. Yeah. But I'll go with the Giants because better coach.
Yeah, I mean, Aaron Glenn. I mean, come on. And from there, they will put together the roster, practice squad, and you see them obviously being active after that.
Oh, yeah. They have to be, really. I mean, if they're going to be active for the guys that they are in abundance of, you might as well be active with guys.
All right. Well, it's disappointing. Calvin Austin Jr., losing him. OBJ puts him in a better position, at least to make the roster. I like with Scadaboo, Tracy, Singleton, and Harris with the 4 running backs. Ricard is the fullback, the 3 tight ends. I'm happy with that. And I do think the line, if they stay healthy, can be very good.
Yeah.
And Jackson Dart has shown that he's your next Eli Manning, hopefully, so to speak. And defensively, so many young playmakers. If they get everyone on the same page and they can fly around and just cut loose, they're going to do some damage. And I still think they have a great opportunity to go from worst in the NFC East to first. I would love to see that. Blow the Cowboys out of the water, set the tone, first game of the year. And once you get that momentum rolling, it's tough to stop. All right. Well, great show, great analysis. And, we can always trade for Deshaun Watson, so keep that in mind. That's always good to know. Sean Mulcahy, Steve Cully, Husky Talk-SNS. Remember, when life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade. Take 2 oranges, throw them back at